by Acharya Lakshmana Sharma, a wonderful human being. Acharya Lakshmana Sharma wrote this. He took to nature cure in the year 1913, and if you look at this book, it's so wonderful. Uh, he dedicates this book to his guru and teacher, Bhagwan Sri Ramana. An interesting story. I went to Ramanashram, and if you go to the kitchen in Ramanashram, you will see photos of all the people who have served there, and Lakshmana Sharma's photo is also there. He stayed there almost 13 years with Ramana, um, learning nature cure as well as documenting it. Okay, and he has documented all the Vedic scriptures which align with nature cure into a book called Swadhina Swasti Mahavidya. After that, he wrote this book in English again called Practical Nature Cure. Okay, it's a treasure trove of material to bring you back to health and self-reliance. I really love it. Yeah. So here is a gift to all human beings from Acharya Lakshmi Sharma. Okay, I'm going to read the appendix to chapter 3, Progression and Retrogression of Disease, page 712. That's a long distance away into this book. Let's see, 712. There are some beautiful diagrams too here. Okay, so let's look at this. Progression and retrogression of disease. Many chronically diseased persons continue drugging themselves to cure their disease, which lasts for several years. Even after such tedious sufferings, they continue to weaken their life power by suppression. There is a limit to life's withstanding power. Such people only hasten death. The disease condition in this stage is called destructive disease. Life power is spent rather quickly. I pick up my glasses. You see much more clearly like that. Slow death sets in. If drugging is still persisted, life loses its power and ceases to exist. Of course, there have been several instances when persons with destructive disease have been cured radically and redeemed from death. This disease progression is explained clearly by the following diagram. So from health, you get acute disease, becomes chronic, becomes degenerate disease, and then death. So initially man is in health, right, like that. Through wrong living, his health goes down and acute disease becomes necessary. He is seen with a load on his head. Oh, an acute disease. The hands that were previously held up in happiness have now dropped down. Through a resort to healthful measures, he regains his health. Again, his head load is no more there, and his hands are. Unlike the first man, this person resorted to drug treatments during his acute disease. Okay, so he's got acute disease, he's got a load on his head, and he takes drugs. As a result, his encumbrance has been added to, needing him to shift the load to the back. He is no more able to walk erect. He has to crawl. Fortunately, at that stage, he takes to nature's path from chronic disease and turns back healthward, taking the course of disease retrogression, passing through the acute stage back to health. The third man is unfortunate and not to know of the path of righteousness and gets into destructive stage of the disease. So he goes from health with a load on his head, acute, then crawls in the chronic disease stage and goes down to degenerative disease stage. He has to the path of disease retrogression, get back to health, casting off the load of encumbrances little by little, passing through the chronic and acute stages in a healthward path. If If, on the other hand, he continues to be deluded by drugs, like here, and goes on feeding himself guided by the calorie theory of food, he becomes worse and worse. The load of encumbrances disappears not as a result of health recovery, but because the soul casts off the worn body. By taking nature's path, even a person with chronic or destructive disease can get back to health. In his case, there is retrogression of disease. The person who chooses to violate the laws of life goes on adding to his load of encumbrance and becomes progressively worse and worse. There is progression of disease in this case.